an Xbox One controller. This is an Xbox 360 controller. Which one's better? Hey, what's up guys? It's Super Doge and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a very special review. As I said in my previous videos, I recently just bought an Xbox One. So, we're going to be seeing which controller is better. An Xbox 360 controller or an Xbox One controller. Starting with the pros, we're going to go with the Xbox 360 controller first. So, what I like about this controller is that the battery pack, as you can see here, is really easy to take out. All you gotta do is just click this button and pull it out. It's really easy. And I also like the nice design of the handle grips. They're easy to hold. Like when you're playing a game, it's really easy to hold these, especially in intense games where you're gonna want to throw the controller at the TV. You probably won't do that because of the grips. But anyway. Okay. So now, with the buttons, I like the middle button here that you turn the Xbox controller on with, because it lights up green and it's really cool looking. Plus, it also gives you some good information. It tells you, depending on which part of the light lights up, it shows you which player you are. I bet you can't see this because of the type of camera I have, but if you look very closely, you can see small numbers on the outside of the little button. And whatever part of that button lights up, that's what player you are. Next, we're going to be moving on with the Xbox One controller. So, a really good thing about the Xbox One controller is that just the design of the Xbox controller itself is really cool, but the buttons on it are really easy to press. And like, if you can see this little button here, the LT button, it has this little slope on the side of it that makes it really easy to press. So when you're playing something like FPS game or something and you want to shoot a gun or something, because this is usually the gun shooting button, the RT button, so when you press it, it's really easy to just press because of that little slope. And the top buttons here are also really easy to press. When you press them, you don't really have to push down a lot, and it makes a nice little clicking noise, so it's really easy. It's really easy to press, and it's probably something you'd want to fidget with. So, if you don't want to fidget with your controllers, then look at my fidget cube video, and look at my previous video of me reviewing the fidget cube. Another good thing about the Xbox One controller is these little joysticks. They have these little grooves around them. It's pretty much impossible to see with a camera, but if you actually look at an Xbox One controller, you can see little grooves around the little handles. Those grooves help you move the joysticks around, so if you're playing a game that uses joysticks, then it will be very easy because of the little grips. The other thing I like is this little Xbox One icon on the button in the middle. The only thing I don't really like about it is that it's kind of like plain and lame when you turn on. Okay. So that's really it for the pros about these two items. Now let's move over to the cons. Okay, to the Xbox 360 controller. So, as you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a glare to the controller. That's because it has a chromey color to it, and the plastic on this isn't as good of quality as the Xbox One controller. So, it looks kind of weird. The Xbox 360 controller looks kind of strange with the colorful buttons popping out on the black chrome controller, plus with the center button that looks very shiny. So I just think it kind of looks strange. I think it kind of looks strange when you look at it like that. The other problem with this controller is these little buttons here. These little buttons are so small. As you can see, they're much smaller than the Xbox One controller. These are the buttons on the Xbox One. These are 360. So yeah, they're much smaller and they're harder to press when you're playing like FPS games or something. Same thing with these little things. So that's basically it for the cons of the 360. Now we're going to move on to the Xbox One controller. So the bad thing about this is the little handle grips. It kind of isn't, it's not really that smooth. It kind of like is jagged here. so when you're playing it's a little annoying, but it's not really that bad. And the other thing is this battery pack. It's tricky to take off. So yeah, as you can see, I'm struggling trying to take it off, so let me turn this way. There we go. See, finally took it off. And the batteries can just plop out like that, but it is difficult to take the batteries out. So that's not very good about the Xbox One controller because, you need batteries for the controller to work. But snapping the battery pack back on is not hard at all. That's really it for the pros and cons of both the Xbox 360 and Xbox One controllers. Comment below which Xbox controller you think won. That's pretty much it for this video. This is Super Doge, and I'll see you guys next time.